Now here's a story about guts and glory that started with the death of one of the three. His name is Pompey. He is the best. Now, let us tell you the rest. Aurelius and Flavius, they were up to no good. They started taking down Caesar's neighborhood. Caesar walked in and said, "Yo, get hit by my friend." Then a soothsayer said, "Beware the odds march. It could be the end." Caesar brushed it off and went on with his day. Little did he know B and C were on the way. Brutus was loyal and Cassius was sly. Cassius had a plan to make Brutus his guy. Later that day came a storm, one of a kind, yet Caesar got in the way this time. Now back to the plan to get Brutus on board. It started with the letters thrown out at his front door. These letters were fake, but Brutus didn't catch on. He thought he was adored by all and called upon. "We will awake and be sure of him," said Cassius to his men. And with that, the act came to end.
Let's jump to the part where Brutus decides between head and heart. Brutus picks Rome over Caesar. And with Brutus on board, Cassius wasted no time. He continued his plan to get rid of the main guy. When the clock had struck 3, the faction thought that was the key.
In walked Portia, demanding an explanation. Brutus satisfied and he would tell her another time. In the middle of the night, Calpurnia woke from a dream in which Caesar was killed by men who would be fulfilled. Calpurnia begged him to stay, but after the Senate he went on his way. He thought upon his arrival a crown awaited his head, but the Senate had a different plan ahead. In the midst of the chaos, Artemidorus was troubled. He knew of the plan and tried to warn Caesar so his city wouldn't crumble. March 15th, Caesar was warned about this date, but he pushed it aside, disregarding his fate. On the Senate stairs, the conspirators wait for Caesar to come down and have stage debate. Vitellius fell to his knees, begging for his brother's city life to distract Caesar while they stabbed him with a knife. To everyone's dismay, Caesar didn't live to see another day, and they all yelled, "Tyranny is dead." Antony comes in and starts to plead. He drops to his knees, asking for a speech. Cassius says no, but Brutus agrees. After Brutus gets the plebeians on his side, it's time for Antony to shine. In a flash, they are swayed by their great sense of pride. The commoners start causing destruction to the town, even killing all that are around. Even the innocent were put to the ground. What is next to be found?
It began with the big three, led by Lepidus, Octavius, and Antony. Their hearts put aside, they decided who would die, disregarding the little Lepidus guy. Brutus gets the news that Cassius is on his way and prepares himself for what he's going to say. They raise their voices, they screamed and shout, trying to figure out what this is all about. They all are mad, not only because of money, but the situation's bad. On and on they argued, it would never seem to end until one incident united them again.
It was obvious something was wrong. Brutus wouldn't confide, so Cassius found out his beloved Portia died. Cassius was shocked because she swallowed hot rocks, so out of sympathy for his friend, he attempted to make amends.
Later that night, Brutus was visited by a ghost. He thought it was his eyes, but it was Caesar, who had already died. He came to give a warning about his death to come, to tell thee thou, I shall see thee again at Philippi. Caesar had begun. Fazed by this ghost, he asked his men if they saw that guy, and then Brutus decided it was time to set off for Philippi.
Next day they overlooked Cassius' plan to take the smarter route and stay in homeland. They started their march on foot to Philippi. Before such a dawn, a meeting took place to try and end this quarrel, so no lives went to waste. But they could not compromise, so they shook hands and went to opposite sides. King bad omens, although it is his birthday. He believes that this day his life will go full circle, and so it may. For the battle was tragic because trampling information was erased, which is why the death of two best friends, Titinius and Cassius, took place. When Brutus heard news that his other general was dead, he saw victory crumble before his eyes and knew his blood would be shed. The opponents were getting stronger and their time was short, so Brutus had to decide, fight or flight. He asked a man to help him out, but no one wanted to take the blame this time. He then pulled Strato aside and asked him to commit a deed that would stop time. Strato agreed, and the two exchanged a handshake. Then Brutus ran on his sword and would never again awake. Now that Brutus has died, Antony believes out of all the Romans, this was a man. On the other hand, Octavius is glad about the glories of this happy day. And with that, the tragedy of Julius Caesar has come to an end.